Modern Spongebob is complete garbage.
Make sure you dab it on them haters.
Now when I say this, I know for a fact that there are a bunch of people who like it. But if you've watched every old episode from seasons 1 to 3, and you also watched almost every episode after the first movie, then you would know how bad SpongeBob has become.
Make sure you dab it on them haters.
Let's start with the very basics. SpongeBob was supposed to be cancelled after the first movie, which if you didn't know came after season 3. The creator Steven Hillenburg thought that the show had its magic and the movie was supposed to be the complete end. However, a new creator came in and basically ruined everything.
Hey, I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
It wasn't just a new creator though, it was a bunch of new writers that changed the show for the worse. Now there's so much terrible stuff to say about modern SpongeBob, but I'm just going to go into a few points so this video isn't extremely long.
And make sure you're dabbing on them haters.
New SpongeBob tries way too hard to be funny. There aren't really any adult jokes anymore, which takes away from the quality of the show.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
Seasons 1 to 3 were perfect because they were for people of any age. Kids would laugh at all the stuff SpongeBob and Patrick said. Their parents would be next to them laughing as well, but at different jokes aimed towards them. After the first movie, everything changed. While I do admit that season 4 is alright, it's nothing compared to the previous 3.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
I feel like SpongeBob slowly turned into just another stupid cash grab show, one that seems like it'll go on forever because mindless kids will watch it and laugh. Kids
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
nowadays grow up with new SpongeBob, they laugh at the really dumb jokes, and basically that's what keeps the show going. This show turned more into the generic trashy kids cartoon that's just like most other bad cartoons.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
Another terrible part of SpongeBob is something that I don't think any of you guys can go against. The show can go way too far, and if you don't know what I mean, then you're about to cringe real hard.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters. Dab on them.
There's an episode called The Splinter, and it's known for making its viewers cringe, in the terrible way.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
Basically, the plot of this episode is that SpongeBob gets his huge splinter, and he must get it out of his foot. It sounds pretty dumb as a story, but when you see it in action, it's completely awful.
Here, I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
The episode is filled with unnecessary, disgusting moments that shouldn't be in any cartoon.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters. Dab, 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 dab.
SpongeBob went way too far with this concept, and the fact that it was a full episode only proves my point that the modern seasons are just terrible.
Make sure you're dabbing on them.
There's another instance where SpongeBob went incredibly far, and it's considered one of the worst episodes of all time. It's called One Course Meal, and it's about how Plankton is scared of Mr. Krabs' daughter, Pearl. When Mr. Krabs dresses up as Pearl and tries to scare Plankton, it gets really dark. Plankton can't take it anymore, so he lays on the street and asks what's the point of going on. So this episode just turns suicide into a joke.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters.
And while that can work in some adult cartoons, it's never okay in a show like SpongeBob.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters.
These are only 2 instances where the show went too far, but there are a ton of others that are just really disgusting and pointless.
Hey, I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
Another reason SpongeBob sucks now is that the show just doesn't have heart. In the old seasons, you would laugh and care for the characters and get intrigued by the storylines. But now almost every character is completely different than they were before.
And make sure you're dabbing on them haters.
SpongeBob is just really stupid and barely learns anything. Patrick acts even dumber, and it's not the funny kind. In the old seasons, he was actually smart in some cases, but he was also the funny kind of dumb. He did hilarious things and everyone quotes what he said back in those old seasons. But now, you really can't remember anything worthwhile he says.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
What he says isn't funny anymore because of the writers deciding to change him into someone incredibly stupid.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
If you're a defender of new SpongeBob, there's a lot of things to ask. I would assume you didn't grow up with the old seasons.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters. Dab on them.
Even if you weren't alive when those came out, you could still go back and watch them. If you enjoy modern SpongeBob, I would assume you're pretty young.
I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
Also, I bet some of you guys are going to storm in the comments and tell me that the newest season is good because the original creator, Steven Hillenburg, is back. Well, yeah, he's back on the show, but not the way he was previously. While some of the modern episodes are watchable, they are nothing above average.
Here, I hope you're dabbing on them haters.
I've seen all the new ones, and they really can't compare to anything that we got before the first movie.
Make sure you're dabbing on them haters. Dab, 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 dab.
There might be a bunch of you that disagree with me on this whole video, but that's okay. Just comment below your reasoning as to why new SpongeBob is good. In my opinion, seasons 1 to 3 and the first movie were golden. Seasons 4 to 5 were decent. Then the seasons after that were terrible, with a few good episodes randomly appearing,
Make sure you dab it on them hard.
such as Back to the Past and Enchanted Tiki Dreams. Overall, I really don't think old SpongeBob will ever return. It's a shame too. It would have gone down as one of the funniest cartoons if it was cancelled after the first movie,
Make sure you dab it on them haters.
as previously intended. But that's all I have to say on the topic. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give a thumbs up and
Make sure you dab it on them hard.